Good day everyone! It's me again, your science teacher for today. I'm Teacher Andres. In the previous lesson, you have learned how to measure population density. In today's video lesson, you will be learning what are the causes of extinction. In this video lesson, we will focus on the given learning competency, which focuses on relate species extinction to the failure of population of organisms to adapt to abrupt changes in the environment. Our lesson for this learning competency is all about causes of extinction. In this lesson, we have the following specific target. Identify natural and anthropogenic causes of species extinction. Explain how human activities cause species extinction. And suggest ways on how to address these problems to local authorities to lessen its effect to the environment. Are you ready, class? To start our video lesson properly, please prepare your pen and science notebook. Remember, you are expected to write your answers in every question or activity in this video lesson. And take note, your science teacher will collect your output for this video lesson and evaluate your answers. To check your prior knowledge about this lesson, let us start with this first task, the try this. For the direction, write the missing letters on the space provided to complete the sentence. Number 1. The removing or clearing of forest is Two. The major causes of deforestation are illegal logging, farming, forest fires, and conversion of agricultural lands to housing projects and typhoon. 3. The effects of deforestation include soil and depletion of life resources. 4. The major cause of wildlife extinction is the loss of is a fishing technique employed on coral reefs that uses an encircling net with pounding devices. 6. Harvesting and conversion of the area into other uses results to mangrove destruction. 7. Is the effect of too much nutrients in the bodies of water. 8. Rain is the result of air pollution, mostly from factories and motor vehicles. 9. The major cause of wildlife extinction is degradation. And number 10 is the disappearance of a species. Good job, class! You have finished the first task of this video lesson. Now take time to process the information you acquired by accomplishing the second task. Now, class, let's proceed on the second task of this video lesson. Do this. The title of this task is Flashback. For the direction, read each item carefully. Write the letter of the correct answer on your paper. Let's start, class! 1. What is the environmental conditions that keep the population from increasing in size? A. Population density. B. Natural calamities. C. Limiting factors. D. Weather. Two. What occurs when the last member of a species dies? A. Adaptation. B. Evolution. C. Mutation. D. Extinction. Three. Which correctly describes the rapidly declining population of a species? A. Endangered. B. Threatened. C. Endemic. D. Extinct. 4. When the species population is so low that it is nearly extinct, they are termed as A. Endangered. B. Threatened. C. Endemic. D. Extinct. 5. Variety of life on Earth is called A. Species. B. Population. C. Biodiversity. D. Community. Six. This refers to group of organisms that have certain characteristics in common and are able to interbreed. A. Species. B. Population. C. Biodiversity. D. Community. Group of organisms of the same species living in a certain area. A. Species. B. Population. C. Biodiversity. D. Community. Good job, class! You have finished the second task of this video lesson. I hope you have learned something from the previous task. At this time, class, we are now on our third task, the Explore. For the direction, complete the table by supplying the needed information and answer the following questions. Showing is the table of the causes of species extinction. Copy the table in your answer sheet and supply all the needed information for you to be able to accomplish this task. On the first column, we have the different human activities or natural calamities, those that impact the environment, such as illegal logging, kaingin, conversion of agricultural lands to housing projects, forest fires, typhoons, overharvesting of plants and animals, moro-ami, dynamite fishing, and burning of garbage. In the second column, you are going to write the effects to the environment. For example, for number 1, illegal logging, the effect to the environment is deforestation. And on the third column, the effects to wildlife species. Again, for number 1, the effect to wildlife species of illegal logging is the loss of habitat. Good luck, class! Following are the questions in which you are going to answer. 1. Based on your answers on the table, do you agree that keeping the balance of nature and preserving our planet's species is everyone's concern? Explain your answer. 2. Natural calamities bring great destruction to our ecosystems. Can we avoid or prevent them from happening? What shall we do to lessen its effects? Excellent! You have finished the third task of this video lesson. I hope that you were able to answer all the questions of the activity. So, to give you a better understanding about the lesson, kindly read and understand the following key concepts. Human activities and natural calamities play a major role in the deterioration of our planet. As human population gets bigger, the need for different resources also increases. The need for food, medicine, shelter, space to rise buildings are of great demand. As a result, people employ in activities that greatly changes the environment. Our forests that serves as habitat for worms, insects, arachnids, rodents, reptiles, amphibians, birds, mammals, and other organisms are destroyed by kaingin farming or slash and burn agriculture, illegal logging and conversion of agricultural areas to housing projects. These activities cut down the large number of trees, thus removing the forest cover. This results to siltation, floods and soil erosion, which considered as long-term effects. Siltation damages coral reefs, makes bodies of water shallow, and suffocate aquatic organisms, resulting to a decrease in wildlife resources that will eventually lead to extinction. Typhoon and forest fires also contributes to deforestation. It destroys large acres of forested lands, thus depleting species of their habitat. Overfishing also happens in large parts of the ocean through the use of cyanide for aquarium fish, dynamite, and inappropriate size of nets. Moroami fishing is also applied in areas with coral reefs. Pollution also contributes to species extinction. In lakes, rivers, and ponds, the major problem is eutrophication. This is caused by nutrient from domestic wastes and runoffs from lands. Example given is the rice field. A fish kill usually happens when there is a large concentration of nutrients in bodies of water. Too much nutrients causes algal bloom and growth of aquatic plants. When they die and undergo decomposition, they used up oxygen in water. As a result, aquatic animals die due to lack of oxygen. Toxic wastes like PCBs produced in the making of paint, inks, and electrical insulators also pollute the water. This becomes concentrated in the tissues of organisms through biological magnification and cannot be excreted from their bodies. There are heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium from factories. Plastics also pollute waterways. When it reaches the sea, it may be eaten by sea creatures like large animals. In the air, some of the pollutants are nitrogen oxides and hydrocarbons from motor vehicles. It reacts with water vapor or dust particles and produces new irritating chemicals. Burning of coals in factories and power plants produces sulfur dioxide with choking odor. Tiny particles of soot, dust, and smoke are also produced. This particulates block sunlight. When we breathe, it may enter our lungs. The trapping of heat by carbon dioxide and other gases trapped heat in the atmosphere is called the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is a natural process, but continuous increase in the amount of these gases intensifies it. The presence of nitrogen oxides and sulfur makes the rain more acidic, forming the so-called acid precipitation. This is harmful to living things. It makes the yellowing of leaves of plants and loss of nutrients from the soil. Overcollection or overharvesting also poses a serious problem in the environment. It deprives some species chance to reach maturity and reproduce. Pollution also affects the species of animals. The Philippine eagle, considered the rarest and second largest eagle in the world, mate in the air at high altitudes, lays only one egg every 2 years. Pollution makes the eggshell thin and not hatched. Most of the environmental problems today are caused by human activities and population explosion. People realize that changing the way they interact with nature will ensure survival of all living things. It is clear that maintaining the resources needed for survival while ensuring its availability in the future is a great responsibility. Let us all remember that sustainable development is the key. You've done reading the key points of this lesson, hoping that you have gained something from the key points you have read a while ago. At this moment, class, you are now going to apply what you have learned from the previous activities or tasks you've conducted. So be ready, class! Direction. Answer the given questions. Identify an environmental problem that has resulted to the depletion of wildlife species and may lead to extinction. Make a sketch or description of that environmental problem. Give a possible solution and identify your role in your suggested solution. Think of this. A strict implementation of the laws protecting the environment is the responsibility of the government authorities. But despite the laws and efforts extended, environmental problems continue to increase. What would be your role in the implementation of the laws? Explain your answer. Hooray! You have finished the task on apply what you have learned. Make sure, class, that you have answered all the questions on this task. Following is your reflection. At this time, you are going to complete the following statements as your reflection. I have learned that. I wish to ask my teacher about. At this moment, class, we will proceed on the enrichment, in which you are going to make an artwork based from what you have learned about this lesson. Now for the word bank. The following are the terms used in this video lesson. Endangered species is a species in which the number of individuals falls so low that extinction is possible. Threatened species is a species that have rapidly decreasing numbers of individuals. Deforestation is the process of removing or clearing of a forest to include the cutting of all trees, mostly agricultural or urban use. Eutrophication is the process by which a body of water becomes enriched in dissolved nutrients as phosphates that stimulate the growth of aquatic plant life, usually resulting in the depletion of dissolved oxygen. PCB, or polychlorinated biphenyl, are toxic wastes produced in the making of paints, inks, and electrical insulators. Acid rain is a broad term referring to a mixture of wet and dry deposition or deposited material from the atmosphere containing higher than normal amounts of nitric and sulfuric acids. We've come now to the last task of this video lesson. On this task, you are going to assess all the learnings you acquired from this video lesson. So good luck, class! Direction. Write true if the statement is correct, and if false, change the underlined word to make the sentence correct. Number 1. Failure of organisms to adapt to abrupt changes in the environment may lead to extinction. Pollution speeds up species extinction. 3. Dynamite and Muroami fishing damages the coral reefs. 4. Soil erosion that brought destruction to bodies of water is a consequence of mining activities and illegal logging and kaingin. 5. Sustainable development can be achieved through kaingin farming. Thank you for watching. See you again in our next video lesson. So stay tuned. Goodbye!